denyo, what that dang, God denyo. Oh, what that dying. This is the voice of the Patriot. And the very first story we are looking at today is taken from Ghana, where it says EOCO and BNI will invite you one day. Miracle Aboagye tells Shamima Muslim. Dennis Miracle Aboagye, an aide to former Vice President Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, has taken a swipe at presidential staffer Shamima Muslim during a live TV appearance. Now, speaking on Metro TV's Good Morning Ghana show on May 5, 2026, Aboagye debunked the assertion that individuals invited by EOCO and BNI are automatically guilty of embezzling state resources. She speaks so much about accountability and all of that. And I laugh. What is the big deal if the government of the day believes there are issues that must be looked into? Everybody must account. If somebody goes to BNI, does it mean the person is a criminal? He said. While making a submission, Aboagye also took a swipe at Shamima Muslim, stating that the presidential staffer herself could one day be invited by EOCO and BNI to account for her actions while in office. She herself would go to EOCO and BNI. They say when people are talking about skeletons, old men and women start to fret. Can I say it again? When there is a conversation about skeletons, old men and women start to fret and sweat. And this is self-explanatory, right? Because all other things remaining equal, ceteris paribus, older people normally die before younger people, correct? Now, if a 90-year-old man is still sitting there and a 12-year-old is dead, that's an error. True? My brother, my sister, naturally the older people should make way for the younger ones. If my children start to die and I'm still sitting here, it's an error. Something has gone wrong. True? My brother, my sister. So when we start to have a conversation about skeletons, how do you call skeletons in tree? My brother, my sister, skeletons. We have a conversation about skeletons. Old men and women know that soon that would be what they would become. I think Miracles Aboagye is that old man who doesn't want to hear about skeletons. Shamima is only telling the world that accountability is most important. She herself included. She has not excluded herself from the web of accountability. Normally, those who talk about accountability are those who themselves are ready for that caboodle. My brother, my sister, I talk about accountability every time. We are looking forward to even be more accountable. We are looking forward to probity. We are looking forward to keeping a clean sheet. My brother, Hanan is in court. Kwabena Edubuahine is in court. A number of other such people are in court. My brother, my sister, to account for their tenure in office. Some alleged wrongdoing. And already some people are holding placards that these people should be freed. My brother, my sister, I remember when John Benjamin was leaving the country at his farewell party. In fact, those of you who don't remember John Benjamin, he was the British High Commissioner to Ghana, one of his own kind. Many loved him, others loathed him. But for me, he was a great guy. My brother, my sister, he's now on retirement, sitting comfortably in the UK. And anytime I make it to the UK, I try to pay him a visit, and he loves to host me at his favorite pub where tea is served. When John Benjamin was leaving this country, his final party, I was invited, and I went with my band to play for free. And I was happy to do that. Wiala was there to play for free. Some other bands were there to play for free because of his contribution to the arts in this country. My brother, my sister. And in his final speech, what did he say? I have been in this country for this number of years. Can I say that again? I have been in this country for this number of years. Never have I seen a politician successfully prosecuted. Never have I seen a politician suffering legally for whatever they have done wrong. Yet every time I hear on radio and TV politicians calling each other thieves and corrupt. What a paradox. How many people followed what I said? Now the British High Commissioner is leaving the country. Kufuor is sitting there. Nana Addo is sitting there. I didn't see Mahama there. Mahama was not in power then. But I was there. And I performed. And in his final speech, this was what he said. I have lived in this country all this while. I sit on radio and on TV. And I hear people talk. Politicians call each other thieves. They call each other corrupt. All these years. Yet, I have never seen one single politician successfully prosecuted and jailed, or better still, convicted. So he was telling Nanado indirectly and even directly afterwards that something was wrong and something had to be done. How many of us remember that speech? We can all go back and pick it up. My brother, my sister, are they not making mockery of us, these dirty politicians? When every day they sit on radio and TV and call each other thieves and corrupt. Yet the moment they are in power, they forget whatever they said, and accountability is thrown to the dogs. Now, a serious government has come into power. And some level of accountability and probity are going on. And old men who don't want conversations around skeletons are here barking like hounded dogs. Can I say it again? My brother, my sister, is it for fun that these politicians call each other corrupt and thieves? Yet they never prosecute each other. Who are they taking for fool? I want to know, you want to know. Now a serious government is in power. A government with common sense of patriotism is in power. And is trying to deal with accountability and probity. And all men who hate conversations around skeletons are already beginning to bark like alligators on heat. I am very, very much so nauseous. This is so flabbergasting, my brother, my sister. And I sit back and I'm totally hypnotized. In fact, cacophonized. What kind of phoniness is this? My God have mercy. Now, all miracles Aboagye can say is to threaten Shamima. That you yourself, you be pulled before EOCO and BNI. And who says that is supposed to be a threat? If I am invited by EOCO today, I will go there and drink tea. Because I know I am clean. If I am invited by the BNI, as long as it is not a witch hunt party, I will go and drink tea and walk out. If anything at all, I am just to help direct them to some corrupt people who have been using their power on innocent Ghanaians all this while. I want to thank Shamima for speaking out. I want to thank BNI for speaking out. I want to thank EOCO for being the eye of Ghana, the ear of Ghana right now. Right now, the outfit in Ghana that is raising all the eyebrows of positivity. EOCO. And over there sits that guy, the couple, the Tutti Capi, one Raymond Archer. Hey, you can vilify him as much as you want. You can insult him as much as you want. But there is one thing you can never take away from him. Patriotism, loyalty to the state. Since EOCO became EOCO, when it metamorphosed from SFO, can I say it again? SFO, Serious Fraud Office, several years ago. Nobody has been able to claw back as much money as EOCO has done to the coffers of the state. 600 million Ghana cedis and beyond. This is no mean job. It's not a walk in the park. My brother, my sister. And instead of applauding, I see some dirty bad nuts talking. And I wonder, these people, who are they? Do they mean well for Ghana? Or they just want to join the rank and file of the perpetrators of evil, the demons, the dwarfs who demonized this nation and drove us all the way to the gates of hell? And when we complained, they told us, oh, I am just a mate. The driver is responsible for driving us all the way to the gates of hell. And me being the mate, I couldn't say anything. But if you make me the driver, I'll make sure that I drive this car in reverse, full gear, away from the gates of hell. What a joker. The biggest joke of the century. And they still want to come into power. Oh, what comedians who are untrained. Jesus have mercy. Even the circus will reject them. These are people who are supposed to be corpse carriers to pay for the deaths of the many that they have caused. Allow them to carry the corpses. These people, my brother, my sister, are corpse carriers. They are the untouchables of our generation. They are in charge of the heresies. Oh yes, they are modern day undertakers. These dirty politicians who have no mercy for the people. To miracles, Aboagye, I will leave you with a beautiful Dagomba proverb. Abuzukanwa kagura. The Nigerian has his way of saying it, especially those who have lived among the Dagombas for some time. Yes, they've lived with them for long, but they still have the Nigerian accent. Ebuzu kanwa kagura. Ebuzu kanwa kagura. If you have not stolen saltpeter, I hope you know what saltpeter is. Show by hands if you don't know what saltpeter is. Okay, you don't know. Saltpeter is called kanwa amongst the houses and the Dagombes. I think the Akans call it a kan. That is saltpeter. Okay? Saltpeter. If you have not stolen saltpeter, it's something that we put in our soups and all that to take away sourness and all that kind of thing. That's saltpeter. Okay? My brother, my sister, if you have not stolen saltpeter in the market, on a market day, why are you running when people start shouting, Kromfoe, Kromfoe, Barao, Barao? Why? Ebisu kanwa kagura. Ikongbe dangoni. When you speak Dagbani with a Yoruba accent, That's how it sounds. Ibizu kanwa kagura. Ikomye dangoni. Ibizu kanwa kagura. Ikombe dangoni. Now the next thing I would like to look at is equally interesting. And I need us to open our ears and listen. This one is from My Joy Online. Attorney General's office refused allegations of denial of counsel in Hanan Abdul-Wahab case. And I read, now the Deputy Attorney General Justice Remsai has rejected claims by former Attorney General Godfred Aboagye that the former Chief Executive Officer of the National Food Buffer Stock Company, Abdul-Wahab Hanan, was denied access to legal counsel, describing the allegations as baseless and misleading. Now, speaking to journalists at the High Court premises in Accra on Thursday, that's today, May 7, Justice Remsai criticized Mr. Dame's assertions and accused him of sidestepping established legal procedures in favor of public commentary. He alleged that the former Attorney General had opted to engage the media rather than address the matter directly with the officials of the Economic and Organized Crime Office, particularly regarding the rearrest of his clients. According to him, such an approach risks distorting public understanding of due process and undermining institutional channels designed for legal redress. I honestly do not know how Godfred Dame became Attorney General at the time. I honestly don't. These are people who don't seem to have respect for the legal process. Yet they claim they are lawyers. Now, if a lawyer can behave like this, a former lawyer of the whole nation of about 40 million people, the state lawyer, Godfred Dame, at the time, can play so infantile, so childish, so morosedly. Can I repeat that word? So morosedly, my brother, my sister, to the gallery, that I, who will not be termed as a learned colleague, an illiterate of the law, how do you expect me to behave? You go to court, you play to the gallery, tell everybody that, oh, you know, my clients have been refused some kind of legal counsel. And you know it is not true. You know you are lying. What do you really seek to achieve? Court of public opinion. You see, in fact, Ghana has a lot of work to do. If we continue this way, like this good-for-nothing lawyer is doing, and I'm so ashamed of this act, my brother, my sister, our legal system will go nowhere. Crime would become the order of the day in broad daylight. And the judiciary and the legal system would only be a white elephant. That's it. Now, in the law school, you are told that by the ethics of the profession, you deal with everything the legal way. Yet you are quick to open the microphone in front of your doggy mouth and tell everybody all over the place how injustice is served your client, as if the public is what is responsible in dealing with the situation. Especially that you know this is false. Yes, the public must have some understanding. The public should know. But instead of educating the public as a learned person, you rather go and compound the confusion of the public. Should we applaud you as a lawyer, or we should relegate you to where you belong? It's a shame. It's a very big shame. And I am ashamed. Hey, no matter what they do, Hanan's case would go to court, sit in court, run its time in court. We pray for a speedy trial so that the needful would be done. We need to fight corruption here. Look what is happening in South Africa. I hear the South Africans stop Ghanaians on the street and ask them, what are you doing here? What work are you doing? Say, I'm painting nails. Are you not ashamed to hear that? That you leave Ghana and go to South Africa to paint nails. Me, I don't have any training in nails painting, but I can paint nails too. Is that your profession? Or you are confused? Or you are desperate? Which one? Or all? You leave Ghana and go to South Africa to sell oranges on the street. You leave Ghana and go to South Africa, and all you are looking for is survival. I think that it is a failure of the nation. If your nationals are leaving the country, they should travel to other countries and be better off. Why should I leave Ghana because I want to survive? That is the lowest point of every Ghanaian. Can I say it again? And quote me. I said, why should you leave Ghana and go to another country because you want to survive? That means your nation has failed. That means your nation is hellish. Do you understand that word? My brother, that means your nation is good for nothing. Survival is between life and death. Are you aware? In other words, if you sit in your country, you will die. Your country is supposed to give you all the basic necessities of life. And I use the word all, not some. You're supposed to get shelter. You're supposed to get food. You're supposed to get clothing. These are three most important necessities of life. And the word there is necessities. They are not wants, they are needs. Any country that is unable to provide all these to its citizens is a banana state. In fact, a cassava state. Every nation is supposed to be able to provide accommodation, shelter for its people. Number two, provide food for the people. And thirdly, provide, my brother, my sister, clothing. Your people cannot be walking naked on the street. And I'm not talking about providing it for free. You can't go and stand in front of the government and say, give me free food to eat, because it's your duty to do that. No. You have to be employed. How do you get employment? Private sector, public sector. That's government sector. At least you should be able to get food, shelter, and clothing. That's what it is. Now, when you leave your country because you can't find food, and going to another country, your country has failed you. True? That's what it's supposed to be. In America, people apply to get jobs. Whilst they are on the list of getting jobs, they can file to go and eat free food. And that free food is not free like that. It is from the taxes of the people. While you work, you pay taxes. So that when you are out of work, the same taxes will be used to feed you, to accommodate you, and to clothe you. But this is a country where people don't want to even pay tax. This is a country where people don't want to even pay tax. The other day, I heard some people talking about prostitutes paying tax in Ghana. Churches paying tax in Ghana. And I cried. Hey, you couldn't get the tax from all the big businesses in Ghana. You couldn't get the tax net widened. Now you are running after prostitutes to pay tax. How much would the prostitutes pay? How do you charge them? Is it per round? Or per day? Or per month? Or per year? How are you going to grade them? First class prostitutes, second class prostitutes, third class prostitutes. How do you grade them to charge them tax? Thirdly, is it a legal profession? My brother, my sister, let's be more serious as a nation. Where Ghana has reached, nobody should leave Ghana to go and paint people's nails in another country. Nobody should leave Ghana to go and sell oranges on the streets. Nobody should leave Ghana to go and be begging on the streets. If anybody leaves Ghana, then they have some specialized skill that the other nation needs, and they are paid as expatriates to earn good money from which Ghana can get taxes. How many people agree with me? Now come here to my place of work. A lot of people are paid so well here. My producer is paid so well. Dina is paid so well. Ewenam, Jerome, everybody's paid so well. Very good money. And we all pay our taxes. But let there be an opportunity that we're taking some people to Angola. We're taking some people to Namibia, South Africa, to go and work. I am sure everybody will be looking for a better opportunity. Okay? If Ewenam gets a job in South Africa, and the job she's going to do in South Africa is to sweep the streets of South Africa, I'm sure that the first thing she would think about is, how much am I going to be paid? If she's going to be paid more money than what she's earning here, she might want to go do it. She might want to go do it. Some other people would read dignity meanings into this. My brother, my sister, at the end of the day, it will be more about the economy, the power of the pocket. So what point at all is Blakk Rasta making? Will you leave your country and go to another country all because you are going to be paid higher where you are going? Will you do that? I'm asking you. Will you do that? Be bold. If you were paid 2,000 Ghana cedis in Ghana, will you leave and go to South Africa and be paid 2,500 Ghana cedis for cleaning the gutters, for sweeping the streets, for painting nails? This is where patriotism plays a very important role. This is also where loyalty plays a role. Do our leaders have this? Do they think about Ghana? Do they think about the people? Is there a way unemployed people are put in a certain system so that automatically, time after time, they are contacted and told that there's a job here, go for an interview? I've never heard about that in Ghana. Have you? Where unemployed people are put in a certain data, in a certain portal, where time after time they are contacted and told that, you know what, there's a job here, go and get it. While this job is not ready, you are entitled to free food, some kind of shelter, and also some clothes. You will not have the flashy ones, but you'll be clothed as in necessity. You will not be able to eat all the pizzas and the lasagnas. but at least you get some ekwegweme to drink. If you want to drink tea with butter, margarine, and eggs and all that, you must be employed. It's like manna in the Bible. You remember how the Israelites were fed on one-way food. It was a necessity. They cried and wanted chicken. God gave them chicken. But God was teaching them a lesson. We must all strive to get out of this uncomfortable zone. Once we get out of it, we will be ready to be freer to enjoy life better. But some people are so comfortable with uncomfortableness. They don't care. May Ghana get better. May Africa get better. May the unity of Africa get better. May we all continue to unite. And that way, we will not see each other as Ghanaians, Togolese, Ivorians. We will all be seen as one Africans. Yes, the voice of the Patriot.